Hello, my name is Rachel and I am a psychologist for parents. And this video is all about the importance of looking after ourselves in order to care for our children in the ways that we want to be able to care for them and be there for them. So if you struggle with self-care, and looking after yourself, and to be honest, show me a parent who doesn't, then this video is for you. And if you're watching on YouTube, please do like and subscribe so that you will be notified every time I upload a new video. And just share with anyone who you think would be interested. I'd be most grateful. So back to the video, I was inspired to make this video after watching a TED talk by Laura Vanderkam, who is an expert in time management, and she knows what she's talking about because she has 4 children. And she talks about how even busy people can have time for what matters. And and the reason for that is because the way we spend our time is all about how we prioritize it. So she believes in time being elastic and how we can't make more time, but we can choose how we prioritize it and how we spend it. And she describes a really shift in a real simple, shift in language, which can help us to see this a little bit more clearly. So, of course, it got me thinking about self care because I frequently talk to parents about self care. And when I do, often what parents tell me is that I just don't have time to do these things for myself. And I get it because I find myself thinking that often myself. So, what she suggests is next time you find yourself saying something like, I just don't have time, maybe in response to someone suggesting to you that you might need to get more sleep, or you might need to eat more regularly, that would be a good thing for you to do, or just take a break. Or perhaps you're thinking yourself, I really need to get a haircut, or I really need to go back to regular swimming or yoga or running or whatever exercise you may be used to enjoy. Or perhaps I need to make a doctor's appointment or a dentist appointment for myself. But then quickly that thought is very easily dismissed with but I just don't have time to do these things. Well, we all do this, and it's dangerous. And the reason why it's dangerous is because after a while of dismissing your needs with I just don't have time, that list of unmet needs builds up, and your physical and psychological well-being take a big hit. And then it's harder, isn't it? It's harder to be the parent you want to be. So perhaps you become less present. Perhaps you're more abrupt or snappy. Maybe you even shout. And then you feel guilty, you feel bad about it, you feel like maybe you're not a good enough parent. And this begins this awful vicious cycle where you start to feel like you really don't have time, because you're just surviving, and life feels harder and more stressful. So here's what to do next time you notice a need and then you very quickly dismiss it with "Well, I just don't have time." Or maybe someone else notices a need and you dismiss them with "I just don't have time." Instead of saying, "I don't have time," try saying, "It's not a priority," and just see how that feels, see how that sits, because maybe it's true, perhaps that thing isn't a priority right now in the grand scheme of things, and and that feels okay. So an example, please don't judge me, is that sometimes I'm often around my house and I'm noticing little handprints on my windows and mirrors, and I think to myself, I should really clean that. But then I realize, for me, that's not a priority right now, and that feels okay. That feels fine. But other needs might feel and sound different. So maybe something like, I really should have lunch right now. It's 2 o'clock, I haven't eaten yet, but I'm not making my physical health, my physical needs a priority. So that's okay. Or I really need to book a doctor's appointment, but my health isn't a priority. Or I really should go to bed earlier, but I'm not prioritizing my physical and psychological well being right now. So I'm not going to do it. So, if some of these sentences, when you hear yourself repeat them back or in your head or out loud, some of these sentences don't feel right, or wouldn't sound right if you heard them coming from somebody you care about, or even a stranger, right? Then that's kind of the point. Reframing the sentence in this way, from a passive, "I just don't have time," to more of a choice, "It's not a priority right now," helps us to remember that how we spend our time is a choice. And we have some agency over that. Even when we're busy, we can reprioritize all those competing needs. in our life, rather than just automatically dismissing all our own needs, which I think is what we tend to do, with a I just don't have time. So I recommend you try it. I think it will give you a new perspective, and hopefully a little nudge into looking after yourself a little bit more so you can remain healthy, you can feel regulated and present for your kids. So that's all from me. Please let me know in the comments what you think of this video and what you think of this advice, and I'll see you next time. Bye.